This is Pro Series Off Topic.
Well, welcome back to Pro Series Off Topic. This is episode 83. Happy November to everybody. I hope you enjoyed Pro Series this week. It was 163 if you missed it. It is with Hans King. He's the Senior Vice President of InvisiCook. If you don't know what InvisiCook is, it is basically what the name kind of stands for. It's an invisible cooktop. It is basically having no gas stove or electric stove. It goes underneath the countertop. It's all induction. It goes underneath like a natural stone or a Decton, like a porcelain type of product. Can't go under quartz. But I talked to Hans and kind of how it was created, how they're doing it now, partnerships that they have joined with. It's a really cool product. I actually posted a video of it actually working about a year and a half ago in Van Jura's West Virginia showroom. Go check that out, but I'll also be posting something out in the near future for another project. But such a cool product. I'm not going to give any more away, so go check that out. You can listen to it on wherever you listen to podcasts or go over to YouTube or Spotify and watch it in person because, you know, every single one of my Pro Series episodes and actually Off Topic are shot in video form now. So go check those out. You can watch those on YouTube or Spotify. Let's get into the main topic. It's finally November. We've made it. It's such a great time to be alive because Christmas decorations are going up and political ads are ending. I know we've had a crazy political season right now. It's been nonstop. I don't talk about politics on here and I never will, but I am so glad political ads are ending. If I get another text message on why Susie switched political parties, I don't care who you're voting for. I really don't care. It's not going to change my opinion at all. Just please stop texting me. I'm so glad that that's over this week. And that's as much as I'm going to get into politics. But let's get into Off Topic. This week, I went to my first and probably my only country concert of 2024, which is super, super sad. The year got away from me, honestly. And basically, this past week, I went to Little Big Town, Sugarland, and the Castellos. I believe it's their name. I only saw a song of the Castellos. They sounded great. I just don't know them. And I didn't have enough time to prepare because the concert just really... we got the concert tickets in spring, but it just came so fast. So I didn't really have time to prepare. But Sugarland and Little Big Town I've known for years. So it was no preparation there. I always like to download or make a playlist of the set list. Like I'll look up the set list because I hate going to a concert and not knowing the song. I don't want to be surprised. I just want to know all the songs. And sometimes it's disappointing because Little Big Town didn't sing my favorite song of theirs, which I guess it's okay. But altogether, great concert. I think Sugarland was my favorite. I've never seen either Sugarland or Little Big Town before, but Jennifer Nettles and Christian Bush there's very high energy. I think a lot of their songs are high energy. They have some slow songs like Stay, but they were just absolutely amazing. And they started their show with an amazing song. I mean, I looked back and I saw that they opened this way on all their tours. It's not just Pittsburgh, but felt a little special because we are in Pittsburgh. They opened their tour with both Christian and Jennifer walking out on stage and kind of the dark, but you could see their silhouettes, and they go over to a coat rack and get on a sweater and zip it up and zip it down. And then they start with the Mr. Roger theme songs, Won't You Be My Neighbor? It was so cool. It was acoustic. It was just those two on stage singing it with everybody singing out in the audience. And it kind of led into their current single, There Goes the Neighborhood. I'll put up a video of this to check it out. It was such a cool moment. At the time, I thought it was just because it was Pittsburgh, but I think I looked back and they sang it at Buffalo the other night. So it just goes together with their current single. Great. But it was really cool to hear the Mr. Rogers song within their concert. But overall, great concert. Sugarland, still my favorite out of the two. Little Big Town, I still love their music, and they were an amazing live band. All four of them can sing incredibly. All four have an amazing voice. Because sometimes you just think Karen Fairchild is the one that kind of leads the pack, which she does. She is the one that sings the majority of the songs, but each one of them have their own single. If you look back on like their big singles, each one of them has a lead on at least one of the songs. But they did a lot of covers in the middle, which I wasn't a huge fan of, except the ones that Sugarland came out with. They have two songs like "Take Me Home" and "Northern Lights." Those two that I think "Northern Lights" was on Sugarland's album way back in the day. It was a live version because this is not the first time they've been on tour together. And then "Take Me Home" was, I think it was on the CMT Awards or ACM Awards, and when they announced this tour. But both of them are just all like when they're together, like their voices sound so incredibly together. Like I've never seen a group of people that could just sing all like perfectly together. And I say that to Little Big Town too, separately from Sugarland. They're so good at harmonizing, and they're just great feeding off each other. And it's such a cool band to see live. So if they're coming to a town near you and you haven't seen them yet, go check them out. I highly suggest it. But let's get into country music this week. First up, the album. There's two big albums that came out this week. First up, Cody Johnson's Leather Deluxe Edition. If you remember me talking about this last year, when Leather came out last fall, Leather was probably one of my favorite albums of 2023, behind Morgan Wallen. But this album, we always knew it was going to be a double album, but he split it up. This next one is another 13 songs. The first one was 12 songs. I like the first half better. I think this overall, all 13 of the songs are kind of mellow, kind of slow. I think leading the pack is obviously their lead single with Carrie, I'm Gonna Love You. But also, probably my second favorite is Made in the USA. I think that's upbeat. It's a really good song, well-written song. Cody Johnson's always good at that. But I was reading or listening to some of the interviews that he did because of this album coming out, and they were talking about I'm Gonna Love You with Carrie Underwood, and they were in studio. I think this was an Apple Country with Kelly Bannon interview, and Cody said that like they were both in the studio together when they were recording this, and recorded separately, and like he looked over at Carrie and it was like she was very puzzled, like not liking how the song was turning out, and he kind of felt the same way, and he kind of like let's go live, let's sing live, or maybe she said that, go sing live. So the whole entire song was one shot, which is absolutely insane that they even wanted to do that. Usually like these big artists, they sing separately, so it's kind of cool to hear that they did that. But go check that album. Overall, I wasn't super impressed with the second half, but the first half is honestly a no skip album. Next up, Ella Langley, Still Hungover. I guess this is kind of like her second album, but the deluxe album of Hungover. I don't know how she kind of categorizes it, but it is a 19-track album. I think it's awesome. Her voice is so cool. I think that song with Riley Green, You Look Like You Love Me, really catapulted her career in a way to finally get people to hear her voice, hear her music. But overall, I think this album was absolutely incredible. I think it's the album of the week, if I'm gonna pick. But let's get into new music this week. First off, let's start off with the number one song of the week. This one was actually shared with by my brother. It's a young kid. His name's Jonas Connor. He came out with a song called Father in a Bible. It actually came out on the 24th of October. But it's a song that he wrote about growing up without a father, and it is tear-jerking. It is a beautifully written song. This kid is going to go and be a huge country star. I know it. He just has a cool voice. He's a great songwriter. I think he's more considered singer/songwriter, not country, but it leans more bluegrass country roots. But go check him out. He's going to be a massive star one day, or maybe now. Next up, Chris Jansen came up with a song called Cheap. I'm actually kind of digging it. I haven't heard much from him in a while that I actually liked, or just heard him in general. Next up, Sam Hunt, Liberty. Not my favorite song of Sam Hunt. I'm surprised he actually came out with another single because I thought he was releasing Country House to country radio, but oh well. I mean, I think Country House had a lot more chance of going number one on country radio than this song. And also, maybe because Country House was more had that summer feel, maybe they felt like they missed their chance. Not sure, but overall, I'm not a huge fan of that song. Next up is Tyler Farr, came out with Wait For It, another great song from him. He comes out with, honestly, some great songs. He's another artist that just like hasn't really popped off, but I don't know if he really wants that A-list status. I think he's fine with where he's at, but Redfern came out with a song called Ruin My Night. He has an amazing voice, so go check him out. Lindsay L came out with an EP, and it's actually in pop, so it's kind of weird that I think we just talked about last week, Gabby Barrett kind of switching genres. It looks like Lindsay L is also switching genres, different. Zach Top came out with a Apple Music Nashville Sessions with Billy Strings, which is awesome. So he sings all three of them with Billy Strings. Number one, Bad Luck, Things to Do, and then Don't Cheat in Our Hometown. Both of their voices together is you can't go wrong. So go check that one out. Sam Barber came out with a song with Avery Anna, Restless Mind. I think he has a chance of going big too because he has that really raspy old country style voice. And then last for new music this week, holiday music, and this is Megan Maroney's surprise country Christmas album called Blue Christmas ... single. It's an EP, but she would categorize it as a single, so it's kind of very clever that she did that because obviously she's very upfront that she's single right now. So Blue Christmas ... single is a cool pun. It's only a 3-song EP. First up is All I Want for Christmas is a Cowboy. Number 2 being Christmas Morning, and then Blue Christmas as 3. I think she's kind of taken that blue as this chapter of her second album and everything. But that's all we have for new music this week in main topics. Let's get into the media base chart. Number 5 this week is Parmalee, Gonna Love You. Number 4, Morgan Wallen, Lies, Lies, Lies. Number 3, Post Malone and Blake Shelton with Pour Me a Drink. That song just doesn't seem like it's getting out of that top 5. I mean, it's already been number 1, but it's a great song. It's just crazy how it's just sticking there. Number 2 again this week is Jelly Roll, I Am Not Okay. And the new number 1 is Kane Brown and Marshmello with Miles on It. I didn't look into this, but I think this is Marshmello's like first country radio number 1, which is pretty cool. But that's all we have this week. There's another new Pro Series coming out midweek, so stay tuned to that. But that's all we have this week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk next week.